I'm working on what's going to be called Dragon Lore. It's technically going to be a part of my Bad Merchant universe. I haven't fully decided. On what it's fully going to be. Alright. Explosion. Hello, Brent. Welcome. Stable. The large stable. I'm writing a fantasy. Doors. Burst. Open. One. Blonde. Backing away. Albino. Boy. One blonde. Backing away from an albino boy. Albino boy. An albino. One blonde teen. I'm an albino one. I don't know if I want to make it albino. But I envision this character being albino. The large stable door is person one blonde teen backing away from an albino one. The blonde spread his arms while smirking. While smacking. The smicking. Come on, instead of a merchant. Come on. Nameless. Come on. No last name. Hey. And penniless. Got in. Based on charity. Hello, welcome. Got on based on charity. I'm writing a fantasy called Dragon Lore. Okay, your family is poor. We use copper. Just copperless. And you based on charity. So what this is basically going to be said. The large stable doors burst open, one blonde teen backing away from an albino one. The blonde spread his arms while smirking. Come on, no last name, but your family's copperless and you got in based on charity. Based on charity. Roderick. Enough. Screamed. The dog. Girl. Their skin. Only a few shades. lighter in her hair. Only, Swinton. A black. Girl, her skin only a few shades. No, skin. Skin only a few shades lighter. And her hair. Than her, only a few shades lighter than her hair. What? A few shades lighter than her hair. Skin to black hair girl, her skin only a few shades lighter than her hair. So I've read somewhere where if you don't state skin color, that they all assume that all the characters are white, and I don't want to do that. Because in fantasy, characters should be different colors. Skin to black hair girl, her skin only a few shades lighter than her hair. Her skin only a few shades lighter than her hair. The things you shouldn't do, you should never equate someone's skin color to food. And things like that, because people take a tendency to sexualize things where they shouldn't. Skin to black hair girl, her skin only a few shades lighter than her hair. I wonder if I'm starting out on the wrong way when Bunting backing away from Nirvana when Lon spread his arms by smirking. Come on, no last name, but your family is copperless and you got a screen to black hair skin. Black hair girl, her skin only a few shades lighter than her hair. Roderick glanced over. Red. Yeah. I'm sure. Or don't you think we should? Replace. Having coin. Rider. Having coin doesn't make one a rider. Status. Sneered. His eyes flickering back over. Yeah. Flickering back over to ear. His fist clenched. Well, couldn't take a few taunts. Couldn't take a few taunts. Couldn't take a few taunts. Where's he going? Couldn't take a few taunts. Back over to Elon, his fist clenched. Well, where's he going? Couldn't take a few taunts. Apologize. Apologize, Red snapped. I'm back away from the blow. Over. I missed that. Red, don't you think we should let people know their place? Roderick narrowed his eyes, looking over to Elon, his face clenched. Well, where is he going? Couldn't take a few taunts? Apologize, Red snapped. No. Gathering group of mixed students surrounded a gathering ground, gathering group of students surrounded. A gathering group. A gathering group of mixed students surrounded them. Looking back over to Elon, his sister, well, where's he going? Couldn't take a few times. Apologize, right? No, Roger puffed out his chest. Surrounded them. Gathering group of mixed students surrounded them. He flushed. I surrounded them. Interested in the drama. Even stoned. Even stoned. Elon stormed. I don't know if that's gonna stay his name. No. Elon, hello, welcome. I'm not doing anything exciting right now. I'm writing dragon lore, which is basically going to be about dragon riding and my main character, Elin. I don't know if that's gonna keep his name, but yeah. Youngs are interested in the drama, Elin. Elin Stone. Stormed through muck. The mucky mud. Brown. Patches of grass. Hello, welcome. How are you doing? On ground patches. Dried grass. Rub. Under. How you doing? And throws a mucky muddy brown ground. The dried grass runs the underside of its tan boots. Oh, well, thank you. I missed you too. Underside of his tan. I've been tanned. Tan. The underside of his tan. Patches of dried grass throughout the underside of his tan boots. I'm okay. Grading. Tan boots. Crinkling. As he stormed to the pen where a harness dragon sat. Jen. Yeah. Well, thank you. I didn't think I was cute today. I thought I was in the closet. I clicked the wrong program. Let's get back to this. Patches of dry grass at the underside of his tan boots, crinkling as he stormed. As he moved. He charged. Found everyone to a pin where a harness. Yeah. Dragon. I don't think so. It just seems that way. Pin. Am I thinking pin? Where a harness scaled black dragon set. Dark scaled dragon set. He pulled off the harness, tossing away and attached a thin harness. I spelled harass, didn't I? Oh, well, thank you. I don't think that's the key. Only sometimes. Attached a thin... I don't think that's the right word. No, I did not use the right word. I can't think of how to spell it right now. I'll have to come back to it. Of the har. Yes. Haha, harness. Tossing it away and attaching a thin to the underside. Red. The foot. Sinking a few. Sinking a centimeter into the mud. The muck. Into the muck. I am making a fantasy called the Dragon Lore, and it's basically going to be about dragon riders. It's going to be a part of my Bad Merchant universe, which is about a merchant who used to be an adventurer, and he created a lot of enemies, and this is his son. And the way that he rides a dragon is going to be a bit different, because you know how most dragon riders ride on top? I wanted this character to have learned to have ridden, like, under the undercarriage. So, like, hello, it's nice to meet you. So that he could fight as he's flying with the dragon. Sort of like his father taught him some tricks, such as breathing fire, or basically holding one hand onto the harness and using the other hand to, like, go after an opponent in the sky type of thing. And so they basically found out a way to make the harness thinner for what they do, so it doesn't weigh down the dragon as much, to make them a bit speedier and to have more mobility. But I think that would be kind of weird having something on the undercarriage. So I'm still trying to work out the details on that. Sinking into the muck. Into the ground. Well, we already know the ground is mucky and muddy. She made motions at Roderick as they argued. And essentially, the backstory to this is his father basically just sent him a letter saying, "Hi, I am going to die. Your sister is going to die. Here's some poison. Here's a note. It's your choice to do what you want." So he's going to be flying home to basically try and save his family, which another group has already saved them. As they argued. Yes! Yes. I was gonna start at the bad merchant part, but I couldn't fully decide how I wanted to do it. Um, do you want to see how dark it is? I can read it. Because I wasn't for sure if Dragon Lore is gonna be separate from or part of Bad Merchant. I mean, it takes a really dark turn. Is they arguing? Either? Dragons. But I think they have to train their dragons to be able to be dragons undercarriage. To the dragon's belly. Hooked up to the dragons as they argued. And then hooked up to the dragon's belly. Then strap down the center and around legs as to not Aw, that's a good story. I think that would be nice to read. Not under the wings, under the wings. Well, yeah, this is gonna be my first book in this series. Large stable doors burst open, one team backing away from an outbound no one. LeBlanc spread his arms, whispering, "Come on, no last name, but your family is copperless. And you got in based on charity." "Roderick, enough," screamed a black-haired girl, her skin only a few shades lighter than her hair. Roderick glanced over. "Red, don't you think we should let people know their place? Having coin doesn't make one a rider. Status doesn't matter here." Roderick sneered, his eyes flickering back over to Ian. Then his fist clenched. "Well, where is he going? Couldn't take a few taunts?" "Apologize," Red snapped. "No," Roderick pecked out his chest. A gathering group of mixed students surrounded them, interested in the drama. Elan stormed through the mucky, muddy, brown ground. Patches of dried grass rubbed the underside of his tan boots, crinkling as he charged around everyone to the pen where a harnessed black-scaled dragon sat. He pulled off the harness, tossing it aside and attaching a thin one to the underside. Red stumped her foot, sinking a centimeter into the ground. She made motions as Roderick as they argued. Ian hooked up to the dragon's underbelly. Yeah, sometimes it's rare for me to do this, but I decided Mondays are gonna be it. And then when Novel November starts, I might stream a little bit of that. But that's gonna be running from 8 to 9 o'clock. And that's gonna be working on a totally different story. Yes. Well, thank you. It's not hinder the wings. I mostly stream gaming stuff, but I do like to do writing. I was gonna do editing tonight. If you head over to my Twitch, I have some cool stuff. the wings. Well, thank you. I appreciate. Oh, sorry, kitty. I took your fun. All right. Let's not hinder the wings. All right. Then strapped in the center and around the legs as to not hinder the wings. A flap as to not hinder the wings. Elin. I should not worry about. I haven't fully decided if their names are going to stay this. These are just placeholder names. Elin. Slyn. Whistle. Dragon. To flap. Once. Releasing. Gust. Twice. Cut everyone's attention. Twice cut everyone's attention. Third flap. Fifth flap. Lifted. Winds. Widen. New writer. There's new writer. Her head. Switch. Left. Right. Nothing. Roderick. Ahead. Like a freak. I don't know if I want to keep this. I might. I don't know how I feel about this. I really don't. Where was I at? The dragon like a freak. Following through the door channel straight to a ready open wagon. It's just they're telling the start from looking right here and put to the door goes. I don't know. Straight to a ready round open wagon. Alright. Hello, welcome. I am working on Bad Merchant, which is a fantasy that's going to involve dragons and different cultures. And mostly made up cultures. So I get to have a bit of fun. I do have a bottle of water, but it's not open. Thank you. I do need that reminder. Excuse me. I feel like I need to extend Bad Bottle. Feel like I should be doing that. He went to his daughter. The things that you see are never going to be the final versions of anything. So what I'm showing you is basically before the editing. And what it will eventually look like. Will probably be this. Well, that's not the right one. I think I know why it's that way, though. This is Shelter Cry, which is basically fantasy, too. I don't know what a feel like working on? Probably the last Grand Adventure. I haven't worked on that. Oh, this is really rough. Let's departure. Depart. After. To the sea. The ethereal. Once which returned to sight, her body slowly becoming physical as she strutted over. Once she reached his now form, goddess leaned over, her breath tickling his admit you were wrong. So this is a pirate king, and he married a goddess, and they're in the middle of an argument. Essentially, he is a very angry person, and she is a goddess of like rage in the sea. And he's not taking it very seriously, but she keeps stealing his rage. So beautiful. When angry. And essentially, there is a bunch of pirates that are going to be coming to kill him. Or try to. I don't even know what the argument is about. They're just having a husband-wife argument. Fall for it. And this is going to be like magic sky pirates that ships can go to sea, can go into the sky, and there's going to be gods, goddesses, monsters, magic, islands that freaking walk, stuff like that. I don't even know what half of this is. This is probably just a probably just we're just gonna get rid of that. Or I'm not doing anything. He looked. He looked. It's done. Stupid. She hissed. Hello, welcome. I'm working on The Last Grand Adventure, which is about pirates and magic and monsters. She hissed. She was to see the ethereal woman switched. Her attention to Silas, her body slowly became physical as she strutted over when she reached its now needed form. The goddess leaned over, her breath tickling his ear. I meant you were wrong and we can move on from this. I mean, I may have married you, but I'm still prideful and angry. And on from this. We're gonna put a period here. I don't know what that is. I married you. See. You're so beautiful in your society. Stop what you're doing. I won't fall for it, said Mora. I'm not doing anything. He glanced up at her. His jaw. We can make this a bigger sentence. His jaw falling open. Stupid, she hissed. So dumb. Close your mouth. If you want your rage back. So essentially what has happened is he pissed her off bad enough to where when he gets angry, she just steals it. She's stealing his rage. Because he is a very rage-driven character. If you want your rage back. A bit. You look so dumb. Close your mouth. If you want your rage back, admit it. Is it a period? I don't want a period. I want that. Stupid. She hissed. You look so dumb. Close your mouth if you want to admit it. Hello, thank you. Oh, I appreciate it. Rage back. Admit it. She looks so much. He's not. Her hand reached pulling orb. Silas hissed through gritted teeth. He caressed her arm as he caressed her thin arm as she pulled out. As she pulled it out, he held tightly. He held tightly. Tightly to her with both arms. Both hands. Eight. Mine. teeth. Weird. She spoke. What false words? Not doing anything against over this jaw. Pulling open. Stupid shit. He looks a dumb, close your mouth. Maureen's back, admitted. Admit what? He snapped. Her hand reached in his just blooding out a red orb. Silas hissed through gritted teeth. He grasped her thin arm. As she pulled it out, he held tightly to her with both hands. It is mine. We found the goddess and see their rage. More bare her teeth. As she spoke. As she spoke. So, this. She spoke. I don't know. I feel like I can rate the last Grand Adventure. She spoke. More bared her teeth as she spoke. Let's see the rage. I think I'm gonna end it here for now, because I can't think of what to put on anything. But I do appreciate you all, and I hope to see you in one of my next streams. You guys have a good night. I think I will be streaming later, but it's probably just gonna be a chat. I might continue working. I'm not for sure. She spoke.